Good morning, a great morning, wonderful morning, spectacular morning, outstanding morning, magnificent morning. Yes, again, the beautiful reminder of choice. And what's that choice? The choice of thought, how you're going to think, what you're going to make things mean. Remember, everything is fundamentally meaningless. Nothing is good or bad. It's our thinking that makes it so. See, it's how you're thinking that matters most. How you're thinking when? Right here, right now. How you're thinking now determines the trajectory of your life. It determines the direction you go. It determines what you do, what you don't do. All again, starting in mind. And that's what we want you to understand about you, to understand about who you are and how your marvelous, miraculous, incredible, powerful mind works, which works according to law. See, you're a dynamo. You're a beautiful powerhouse. You're an incredible powerhouse full of so much potential. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to access those beautiful gifts that you have, those tools that are within your mind of your imagination, perception, reason, will, memory, and intuition. See, to engage with those. And when you do, you know what changes? Your life. How much does it change on the outside? Well, simply based from how much change you've made on the inside. See, it's all rooted from the within. Change the within, the without changes. It's very simple. Want to change your lifestyle? Want to change how much you earn, what you do for work? You want to change where you live, how you feel most of the time? Guess where it all starts? It starts in the mind, your marvelous, beautiful mind. Now, I want to share with you something that's really cool. And this comes from, again, my favorite book here, The Secret of the Ages. And it's a beautiful poem. And this poem here is titled, It Couldn't Be Done. And my question for you as I'm reading this is, how are you going to use this? Remember, application's where it's at. Knowing this is not going to serve you. It's you using it. So here's how it goes, and you've probably heard this before. If you think you are beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you'd like to win but think you can't, it's almost a cinch that you won't. If you think you'll lose, you've lost. For out of the world you'll find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. Full many race, a race is lost. Ere even a race is run, and many a coward fails ere even his work begun. Think big, and your deeds will grow. Think small, and you'll fall behind. Think that you can, and you will. It's all in a state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, you are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battle doesn't always go to the stronger or faster man. But sooner or later, the man who wins, the one who wins, is the fellow who thinks he can. See, again, it's all about how you're going to think. Think about this for you with regards to the goal you've set. If you think it's hard, it's difficult, you're not going to be able to do it, I got news for you. That's what's going to be delivered in your outer world. Why? Because it's the idea that you're emotionally involved with. You want this to become a material fact in your life? Fall in love with it. Believe, and you shall receive. And that's what we've been studying here in these calls. Now, the main book here that we've been in recently is this one here, the Master Key System. If you don't have a copy of this, make sure you do get a copy of it. If you want to read along word for word, page for page, then get this specific copy. And from there, underline, highlight, take notes, and most importantly, use it. So are you ready? Let's go into where we left off from yesterday. Here we go. Boom. Now, where we are in this beautiful gem is on page 348. And we're going to go to section 11 here. Beautiful section 11. Now here he's referencing experiences, talking about outcomes, results. Just think about the results in your life, whatever they are. Remember, they are what they are. They're an outcome. There's a cause that led to that effect. And here he says, these experiences come to us through the law of attraction. Through the action of this law, we meet in the world without the experiences which correspond to our world within. The within is ceaselessly becoming the without. Your outer world is a reflection of what's happening in your inner world. More specifically, that world of thought, where the kingdom of heaven is. In terms of the outcomes in your life, they're always in exact proportion to what's happening inside. So if you want to make big, beautiful changes on the outside, guess where you've got to make the big, beautiful changes first? On the inside. So with that, he's pointing out how the law of attraction happens solely based from the vibratory state that you're in. Now, he doesn't say that specifically with this, but that's what he's alluding to. Remember, feeling is the secret. How you feel is the attractive force in your life. And what determines how you feel? Oh my gosh, here we go. How you're thinking. That's the primal cause. That's what I'm so grateful to Bob Proctor for helping me to see that. And this is what we're wanting you to see for you. Now, notice what he says next here. The predominant thought or mental attitude is the magnet. And the law is that like attracts like. Consequently, the mental attitude will invariably attract such conditions as correspond to its nature. Put a big, beautiful box around this section here right now. Remember, like attracts like. Like causes lead to like effects. With that being said, there is a science to attracting anything and everything. Wallace Wattles talks about this in The Science of Getting Rich. If you want wealth in your life, prosperity and abundance, guess how you must think? You must think from that, regardless of what's showing up on the outside, regardless of the appearance. Wallace Wattles talks about this in chapter 4 of that book. He says, you've got to think truth regardless of appearances. You've got to think about how you would love things to be regardless of what is happening at the present moment. Well, it's the same way with regards to this. If you want this to be a material fact in your outer world, you've got to deny the evidence of the senses and make this your predominant thought or mental attitude. This is what you've got to connect with. This is what you've got to become one with. This is what you've got to fall in love with. And with that, it will invariably attract such conditions as correspond to its nature. Now think about this. This is a principle. It works for everything. This explains how everything in the room that you're in right now that was made was made. Somebody was in harmony with it. Somebody thought of the idea. Then from there, they were loyal to that unseen reality, which led to the creation of that thing in the material world. Remember, those are all just outcomes. They're just results, all of which were delivered the same. Now, before we move any further, for those of you who are watching this live stream and you're feeling connected to this and would love to dive into this more and watch the remainder of this call along with the replays, then go to elevitality.com and register for Master Your Mind. You'll thank